Hello, hello. Welcome back to Friendship Fridays. I was about to say mornings with Mandrid, but that's not back yet. It's me, Mandrid here. Nice to see you all. I hope you've had a good day. For those in Australia, maybe it's your lunchtime. So thank you for joining us on your lunch break. For those joining around the world, I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Mandrid's back here with another Friday. It's been 2 weeks since my last stream, and so I want to welcome you back. For those who might be joining for the first time, this is the second episode of Friendship Fridays. I started this stream again because this time of pandemic, it's been a big challenge. But above everything, it's the people around me. It's the friends that we've been able to reach out to, even though it's through screens. That has really brought hope, has brought light into our lives or into my own lives, and helped me stay afloat, helped me stay grounded. So I thought, what's better than to share these blessings to the world, share their stories, because for me, stories are the most valuable thing on this earth. They're the ways that God encounters us, and there's no point in keeping it to ourselves. It's a story that needs to be shared. So Mornings with Mandrid is my venue to share my story, but here I wanted to use another venue to share the stories of all my friends, because they've impacted my own story. But at the same time, I hope they encourage you to chase your dreams, to master your crafts, to just really discover yourself and be who God's called you to be. So, without further ado, I hope some of you have seen the advertisement. I don't know if you can tell by the the picture. I tried my best to hide who it is. But this brother, it's a brother. He has long hair in the photo, but I have a surprise for you anyways. First time, I think. I feel blessed to be able to broadcast this. I think the first time you see, he actually got his hair cut. But something about this brother, he's really been a great friend of mine. We've journeyed together since around 2016. So it's been around 4 years that we've journeyed together in the Youth for Christ community and SFC Singles for Christ community. But above everything, we've been friends, we've been brothers, journeying together. And I think that's where I first was inspired, or I guess we coined the term chase your dreams. I know this brother has been an impact on my life in doing that. I think whether we've said it to each other or not, we've pushed each other to chase our own dreams, and I'm glad to have him on this stream, because he's one person that's also living his dream and chasing it alongside me in this journey. But without further ado, I'd like to welcome him to introduce himself, and so that you guys can get to know him, his story, and yeah, we're just gonna keep talking. We love talking anyways. For those who have seen him before, I'd like to welcome none other than Mr. Tommy Francisco.
Yo, what's good, man? Thank you for having me on the show. Appreciate
Hey.
the lengthy introduction. My name is Tommy Francisco. I am a musician, I suppose you could say, for lack of a better term. I don't know. I'm also Mandrid's friend.
I'd hope so, right? You would hope so.
Yeah.
But before we go into our friendship, bro,
Yeah.
tell everyone about your hair, man.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so everyone's known me as the guy with the long hair, funny glasses, whatever. And so, I mean, I don't even know if I told Mandrid this, but the reason I cut it is one of my mates goes to me, Tommy, your hair's iconic. I was like, in my head, I was like,
It is pretty iconic, man.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people know me because of the hair, or they remember because of the hair. And in my head, when my mate said, he was one of my close mates, I was like, dang, if he thinks that, first of all, the first thought was, how come I'm not iconic? Like my hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm the guy, the good thing about me, not the hair. Anyway, and so when he said that, I was like, man, if he thinks that, imagine what randoms think, or imagine what other people that I don't really talk to think about. So as soon as he said that, the next day, which was yesterday actually, I was like, yo, all right, I'm gonna cut my hair. And so I got a cut. Pretty crazy. Sorry, I got headphones
Looking
on,
clean, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking a lot cleaner, a lot younger apparently. Like, a lot of people have messaged me, oh, Tommy, you lost 10 years, you lost 5 years. I'm like, bro, how old did I look before? Like 40? Like, what the... But yeah, that's the explanation for the hair, I suppose. And I do like it, I suppose. And when I first got it cut, I was like, I missed it like immediately. But yeah, you put a little product in there, and it looks alright. It looks pretty good.
Well, fun times. Well, maybe the people that are watching they'll comment like, "Whoa, Tommy's got new hair," or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
But But that's the first exclusive that Tommy will be providing tonight, this morning or this evening, wherever you're joining from. The first reveal of Tommy Francisco's hair. That's why we're really doing this stream, to be honest. No jokes.
True, that's good clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait. But here's a spoiler ahead. If you stay till the end, there might be some more exclusive stuff. So, we have some comments. Selena, shout out to you.
I knew it.
That's it. Tommy got a haircut.
Yes,
It's
man.
a new season we're in, huh? Hashtag
Amen.
inside jokes. That's
Yeah.
all right. Anyways, we got inside jokes, so that's a good segue.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we're vibing, and Tommy and I have been friends for a while. So, as I did to the last guest, praise God that she's watching.
Hey.
Nice, Selena. But with this guest, what's our story, Mandred? I mean, Tommy. I read.
That was loud as.
Oh my gosh.
What? Our friendship story, our friendship journey, I think is the wording. Yeah, I mean, we're both from the Couples for Christ community. That's where we met in Youth for Christ, actually. And I think my first meaningful experience was when you were like my household head, my leader, I suppose. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. Look at that haircut.
Yeah, let's go. Shout out to John Zell. Yep. It's
So
nice.
you're my household head, and yeah, I don't know, and from that relationship, I suppose it's kind of just been a long journey of like serving together in the community, but then more than the service, like you said before, like just being real, genuine, good as friends. You mean like, which is I suppose something that I treasure very greatly. Like there are a lot of like integral moments in my life that you were a part of, or even that you influenced, and so. I don't know how, like, bro, it's a long ass journey, man. I don't know. We could do an hour on just the journey, to be honest.
Sorry, we still got 20 minutes on this topic. No.
Yeah, true.
Well, maybe while you think about it here, let's have some more shout outs.
Yeah.
Hi, Joy.
Hey, Joy. Hey.
I know, Joy, you're joining, huh? You're Tommy's #1 fan.
Oh, nah, not even.
Hashtag
what
White
the-
Converse.
Yeah, legit. Joy messaged me like a couple days ago, or maybe yesterday. She was like, yo, White Converses is on Spotify. I was like, yeah, it's been up there for a little bit. And she was like, yo, thank you. Like, she likes that song. So, hey, shout out to White Converses because it's one of my favorites.
White Converse. Tight
Yeah.
skinny jeans.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how to like where would I how deep should I go? Like where do I?
Well, in the beginning, I think the first time I remember meeting you or ever seeing Tommy, all right, like this is a raw, honest opinion, was on the basketball court. So in the Youth for Christ community, they do this thing like once a year here in Sydney where all the areas, around Sydney come together and they play basketball and like soccer and competitions. I remember I played Tommy. He's from the East. So I'm from like the Hawkesbury area. We played. And I just remember there's this guy and his jersey name is Swag Cisco.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
first time I met Tommy, but that's the first encounter I remember. I don't know. Did you ever did we meet before that?
I don't know. Like I really have no. Like I have no. Like I'm sure we did. Like I guarantee we met way before. Like my first meaningful memory, but all I have is like I'll catch up at Frango's.
Oh yes, and that's I think that's the memorable one for me as well.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
moment that I think we were like, hey, we're friends.
Yeah, legit. I mean, like that was, and I mean that speaks on how powerful that type of stuff is. Just grabbing a meal, grabbing a drink or whatever with someone, because if we didn't do that, we would have. Now I'm freaking talking on your podcast to you about freaking how many years later? Like 6 years. Wait.
Yeah,
4 or
6
5
years
years later. You mean like it's crazy? Oh well, yeah, from the Swag Cisco thing.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah,
the jersey
that's
said
true.
swag ? That's what it said.
Ah, okay.
It
I
was-
just
it was
merged
really-
it with your last
Yeah,
name.
with my yeah. Well, that's my PlayStation name. But anyways,
Not gonna lie, I think I remember I was in community. I was like, this guy, he's got a big
yeah,
head.
yeah. Hey man, I've always had that. Like,
I mean, but that's what makes you. No,
yeah. That's praise God, man.
you can take it as a compliment if you like, but
Hey, thank you. Yes.
I mean, I think talking about what makes you you, I think throwbacks to that Frango's catch up. If you don't know what Frango's is, by the way, search it up. It's better than Nando's. In the comment, you can be as controversial as you want. But
yeah.
yeah, Jerron, No, it's not. It's not Mary's Run. If you're watching, but I remember it was that Frango's time when we ate together. We got to know each other. By the
Yeah.
way, me and Tommy live on different sides of Sydney, and then we
Yeah.
caught up like on another side of Sydney.
Yeah,
But
true.
that's the journey. I mean, that's a way to describe our friendship, I guess. Uh, all over the world, actually.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
But we'll come into that story. But the Frango story, I remember very clearly. It was really. I think you were like stepping up as a leader in the community at that time, and I remember your previous like leader had a big influence on you.
yeah,
and-
yeah. I
yeah,
used to
I-
act like that guy.
Yeah. And I think that's something in community or like as leaders we like to do. We like to, I guess mirror the people that we've been influenced by. But I remember in that time, one thing I really believe in youth ministry or this journey as a young adult, we really need to find who we're called to be. And I remember when I caught up with Tommy, it was like, because I think around, you hear it here and there. I think they were saying like you're the, the replica, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that rumor during that
Yeah,
time. And I
yeah,
remember,
yeah. Oh, I heard it heaps.
and I remember saying, "Nah, man, you're Tommy. Like,
Yeah.
discover who that is." And for me, like as a friend, not just as a leader, but like as a good friend, like seeing Tommy grow from that moment, I really believe I saw you. You took that question to heart, and I really saw like I've been blessed over the last 4 years to see you chase that and really embrace Tommy Francisco. And I mean, we've journeyed so many times. Like maybe share to some to people listening some of our stories. Where have we traveled, bro?
Sure. Well, I mean,
That's a long list, but we got time.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, well, frick. Oh, I don't even want to rank them. Well, probably the first one was Philippines, right? It was probably an icon.
Yeah,
Or was it New
maybe
Zealand?
chronological order.
Oh, okay. Oh, but including this different states? Nah, surely not. Bro, because
if you want to
Perth
flex,
was
or
crazy, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah,
there's
sure.
some bad stories in Perth. Yeah, I mean, like,
all right. While do you think
Uh,
of that? Let's bring some more people up. While
yeah, let's do it.
So
Hey,
she
Shawty's
said nice
joy.
hair. I think
Appreciate
Selena
that.
agrees. Frango's is it. She'll move to Sydney for it. Yeah, just
Oh,
come.
real? Selena gonna stay in Australia? That'd be
Kuru. Well, maybe next time we'll get Selena on or her
Hey.
significant other. Anyways, shout out to my cuz. He's also in
Hey.
Melbourne. I hope you're staying safe over there, bro.
Sure.
And hey, Queen Martin,
Hey, Queen
the
Martin,
man
frick.
himself.
The legend,
Oh.
the ultimate musician.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, the Perth story is pretty crazy though. So, there was a conference in Perth, and I was asked to give a session for the conference or whatever. Oh, Van says hello. Whoops, bro, I'm gonna get distracted.
Hi, Van.
Hey, Van, legend. Thank you for approving of my haircut. She messaged me on
That's
Insta
it.
before. And I got asked, and then a week out, I still hadn't booked my flights and blah blah blah. I didn't know if I was gonna make it, etc. etc. But for some, and I was talking to Mandrid about it on a multitude of occasions. I'll be honest, it's because I was lacking the funds. You mean I didn't have the money to go. You book flights, etc. etc. And I was talking to Mandrid about it, and I was like, oh, bro, I don't think I'm gonna go this. But for some reason, for whatever reason, Mandrid was like, bro, I think you're gonna go, man. I think I think for some odd reason, I was like, what do you mean? Like how? Blah blah blah. Long story short, by the grace of God, like the money comes up, and I end up like, I think 5 days before I book my flights, I get my registration paid and covered for, blah blah blah. And I end up in Perth, and then in Perth, man, I was like standing there. I was like, "Yo, what the frick, man? Like, Jesus is, bruh, that's too much, man. Like, you just can't, like,
Amen.
you can't do that, man. Like, bro, like, just let me get, like, let me book the flights like a month in advance, like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I hold that trip or that journey with Mandrid very close to my heart because, like it's just one of those like comeback stories. You mean I had so much doubt, even all the way up until right before giving the session. I was like, nah, it's not meant to be me. What the frick? This is a fluke. Blah blah blah. Like I was crying, this, that, the other. But yeah, I really do like have some fond memories of that Perth trip. Yeah,
Those are
and
some
that's
great
like
memories.
just inside Australia, like me and Mandra, we've been to Philippines, New Zealand, and Solomon Islands. I'm sure that's not where it ends, but like all three of those places have been like littered with stories that, bro. Like so in Solomon Islands, bruh. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what. Ah, frick.
So much happened there.
Yeah, I mean to keep it short, just if you're ever in Solomon Islands, eat the pineapples because
They're good.
the pineapples in the Solomon Islands are crazy. And if you're in New Zealand, stay safe.
Eat the LNP according to Dayer. I mean, sorry, drink it. And the butterscotch biscuit, is that what it is?
Yeah,
From Texas Chicken.
Oh yeah.
Whittaker's.
Buttermilk biscuit.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of stories, man. Frick.
Yeah,
And
that's
we've been a
true.
lot
I
of
think
places.
we could do like a podcast on each time we
On each
travel.
place, yeah, man. Well, I mean, that's every car ride. Like every time.
That's true.
You're driving me. It's like frick. There's frick.
We haven't even started that one.
Yeah.
Talking
bro.
about the car rides but I think this is why I wanted to get you on and just share this side of like maybe people can feel it or there's so many stories, and I think this friendship that I have with Tommy is a real like what I call true holy friendship. And I remember like every single step of the way Tommy's sharing these things that he felt so excited about or the times we traveled. But even for me, like I definitely I don't think I'm the person that always likes to ask questions. So I think I'd ask Tommy questions, get him to share. But I think deep down inside, even just his sharings or his drive or his passion to chase the dreams really helped me be where I am today. Actually, the one moment that I really remember that was even before all of this traveling, I don't know if Tommy will remember it, but we were in Mission in Melbourne together. We went to do like youth ministry to the high schools. And we're not in the high school. This is just like in our host family. We were just chilling at night and talking, catching up. And I remember talking to him about how life was. And, you know, like normally at that age you talk about love life, etc. But I remember asking him about his studies because he was studying a double degree in, it's music and economics.
Economics, yeah.
And I remember just asking you like, how is it like this and that. And I just remember like, I can picture it, man. It was like, you loved to do economics because it was like, you know, you had this idea of like, yeah, this is secure, you're good at it. But I remember whenever you would share that story, your passion for music and just wanting to chase it, I think, I don't know, for me that was a real defining moment of, I guess, where even just you in your passion or ability to take a leap really inspired me. Because I remember I talked to you and then I was like to you, why not just do one?
Yeah.
Like, you know, why do the double degree? Because I remember that's what was really weighing on you, because you were doing two. And yeah, long story short, like I think after that trip, then in the next few months or something, like Tommy was doing, he's like, I drop economics and I'm chasing music fully. And just the piece that you had, like I remember when I caught up with him the next time and he said, yeah man, like I dropped economics and I love this music. And I think that was the moment where I just witnessed like, wow, like this is peace, or this is chasing your dreams. And actually that story was a big thing that I kept in the back of my mind to be where I am today, actually. So I don't know if you remember that.
I definitely do remember that. I remember, bro, because like I think I don't know if it was before we were going to go to sleep or after we played Smash or something like that, but like I remember it quite vividly in the house that we were staying in. And that was a fundamental moment for me, to be honest, because I don't think, well, I mean, you never know, but like, yeah, I might have not done what I did, if not for that conversation, and I wouldn't be where I am, whatever, if not for that.
Sorry, Tito and Tita. If you got mad because Tommy dropped economics, I apologize. True. In the end of the day, I think that really sums up our friendship. It's been one where we've built each other up, where we've chased each other's dreams and reminded that God is great and He'll take us to where we need to be. And I mean, we sit here before you today. Myself as a lay missionary, that's been my dream. If you've known my story, now I'm living that. And yeah, Tommy as a musician, which we'll get into a bit later. But it's crazy. Here's some more friends. I think this next friend is if you go on Facebook and find Waffle Fries podcast, maybe she's feeling a bit left out today. Love my hair.
Hey, let's
Nah,
go,
it's
Nikki.
growing out. It's growing out. But
Hey, good old
Yeah.
Nikki Tollad.
shout out to you, Miss Talada.
Waffle fries.
And then
Tommy,
he's from
you look
Rosson.
So young. What the flip? Hey man, I appreciate. I think that's a compliment, right? Like I don't know, man. So many people have said that. Like I lost 10 years or 5 years. Or something. I think it's just because I shaved.
It's just change, you know. People aren't used to change.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, speaking of the islands.
Let's go.
Speaking of the
My guy
islands.
Jules.
Oh,
Frick, man, I
think-
haven't, bro. We have a Tom Spiration, frick, bro. I haven't heard that in ages, bro. You're a cracker.
Hopefully after this pandemic, we can take a mission trip to the islands and come visit you, man.
Yeah, true, frick. That'd be
Nope.
crazy.
Hi, Nikki.
Oh.
All right,
He's
looks like we have
angry.
to stop the podcast early, guys.
Yeah, sorry guys, we have to finish now. Mr.
Nah,
Lada.
nah. We're waiting for Nick. You know, maybe she'll get mad.
Yeah,
But you know, the reason why it's just us two is because Nikki's so busy. You know, she's so popular, but she's so busy taking care of the kids. She's a young,
Yeah.
you know, she's taking care of the kids. She's a primary school educator. So
Think of
you
the
know,
children.
we honor you, frontliner. That's why you couldn't be here. Please don't be
Yeah,
mad.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. See,
yeah.
just kidding.
Nah, kidding. There you go. Nice.
Anyways, bro, it's really thank you for coming on, and I think just being part of this journey. I think the brotherhood is awesome. The stories that we can share range from highs to lows. I mean, not with each
Yeah.
other. I think every moment I can just describe the friendship with Tommy as like, yeah, we've just been brothers. Like, got each other's back every second. Like, the situation of the time may be lows, but we'll build each other up. They might be
Yeah.
highs, and we journey together. We rejoice together. And I think that's one thing that I'm really thankful for in this time of pandemic is friendship. And even in this time of pandemic, our friendship has stayed strong, which is why I'm grateful for it. And yeah, it leads me to, I guess, my next sort of question that I've been wanting to hear, or I mean, share with people, or want people to start discussing is this pandemic time. For you, for context, maybe you can share like your context and in what you do right now and stuff like that. But I guess to put it straight, the question is basically like, what do you miss the most from life before pandemic, and then
Yeah.
what's your biggest learning during this time? So yeah, maybe start with your context, like
True.
so that
okay.
people understand.
So in terms of the context, I as a musician, I was a gigging musician for the past in 2019. Like I dropped a lot of like production stuff, blah blah blah, to just become a gigging musician. I'd play in pubs and bars and put shows on, play at weddings, etc., etc. That was kind of my source of income, I suppose you could say. And then as soon as COVID hit, obviously a lot of the pubs and clubs and bars and whatever where I would play closed down, which makes sense. Fair enough. There's a lot of people gathering there, but as a musician, it's very difficult to, I suppose, pivot that into a viable career or job or whatever. And so I think the thing that I miss the most from before the pandemic is being able to like play live. Like I actually had a show lined up
Yes, that's right.
as the pandemic struck, and it was like 2 days before the show or 3 days before the show, and the venue calls me and they're like, "Hey Tommy, like I've already paid for the venue, this, that, the other, paid for like all like whatever I've got openers planned, etc." I sold like a whole bunch of tickets. Low key, it was gonna be like, I think it was gonna be sold out over capacity, like because the first show. Yeah, oh yeah. So the first show, like I only thought like 40 people were gonna come. Ends up being like 120 or something like that, and a OHS issue for the venue, which
Yep.
they actually had a very stern phone call with me. But I was the first artist ever to sell out that place, so that was really cool. And then the second show I think was trending towards the same trajectory, I suppose, because by the time I had cancelled the show, there was already maybe 70 or 80 tickets sold, and usually and at the same time for the first show I'd only sold maybe like 40 tickets, and so in theory there was still going to be a whole bunch of people that would come through, even randoms that would just walk in and buy tickets. So I really did think I was gonna sell out another one and at a bigger venue. And canceling the show was definitely the low light of my pandemic because I like I don't know, any musicians that are listening would know it's different when you play your own songs to a crowd that listens. Like I'm saying, like because we all play talent shows or open mics or bars or whatever. Like, but when you play those venues, no one's really listening. But when you play your own show, when it's your concert, people are there for you and to listen to the songs and the stories that you've crafted. And so that's really something like you don't get. It's really difficult to get that intimate type of connection in any other way. And so that's one of the things. That's probably the thing that I miss the most. Especially because a lot of people were like, "Tommy, you should just do an online concert, blah blah blah, like move it online, etc. etc." But it's not the same. Like I don't get to like
it's not.
look you in your eyes, or I don't get to feel the vibe in the room. I don't get to like hear you guys like sing the words back or whatever. Like I don't get to see the reactions of the lame ass jokes that I tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I live for. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You know, like,
Yeah, so I imagine that being really intense because I agree with you. Like mission life, like this is cool. This is cool, but nothing beats in person. Like I agree with you. Even the same thing when it comes to, you know, visiting people, getting to know them. What would you say your most dominant feeling during that time when I guess you, because you said it's like you're probably like your lowest of lows during this pandemic.
Yeah.
What would you say the dominant feeling was at that point? Like when you got the call and
well, so when I got the call, I was really frustrated. I was like, bruh, it's in 2 days. You can't give me 2 days. Like let me play. Like I full called them and I was like, let me play the show. Like I'll pay extra. Like I'll do whatever it takes to like just like, cause I already sold a whole bunch of tickets. You know what I mean? Like, and so I was like, let me play this show, and then after that, I don't care. Like you guys can do whatever. Literally, like two or 3 days before, that's when they called me, and so it was really difficult. And so during the call was frustration, and then after the call it was anger, and then right after the anger it was sadness, and then I made a video for Instagram to like announce it, and after that it was like I was just really sad for like maybe a week or 2 weeks or something like that, trying to figure. But like, yeah, it was really
I remember that you came over to my house one day after mass. I remember.
yeah.
And I was like, whoa, Tommy's sad. This is unusual.
Yeah, I was sad as. Yeah, and I went to that mass because like I was like why? What for? You mean like, bro, I did a music thing because you told me to. So what the frick is this? You mean so?
I love that point. Like, when things go wrong in this pandemic, we always tend. Well, I don't know if you guys can tell by now, but me and Tommy are Catholic. Mm-hmm. We believe in the Lord, and He's been faithful to us. That's why we've been able to chase our dreams. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, He's been the one that's providing everything. And it's funny that Tommy mentions that. Like, I think a lot of us have this posture. Maybe in the comments below, you can be like, "Amen," or like, "Yeah, you did have this feeling too." But during this pandemic, truly, I think all of us asked, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
You reckon? I even for me, like as a missionary, I think I've shared this earlier. Is that that's what I asked? Like, why? We're a missionary, meant to be sent out, but we're locked down. That's the specific words used. You know, now we're calling it pandemic, but lockdown. Okay. What does it mean? And you know, one of my realizations, which is why it probably will lead to my next question about it, is like I think there's always a thing to be learned. There's always a thing to be discovered. Yeah. I think it's funny that when things are going right, we're able to sit here and be like, yeah, praise God, you're doing things for us. You're making things work. But when the bad things happen, we lose our patience. I think that's the right word. Like, I was reflecting on it. Like, man, like, even though there's a pandemic, it just means that there's longer or different ways that I need to discover what the Lord is trying to do for me. Yeah. And why at the beginning was I so impatient to be like, why is this happening? Why like we're being faithful to you? So I guess the reason why I bring it up is because that's your first dominant feeling at the start. which leads me to like, how would you say you are now? What's your learning through this time? Because obviously that was at the very beginning, and now we've been what, maybe 6 months,
Something
7
like that.
months.
Yeah.
7
something
months
like
since the pandemic started.
initial
Like,
lockdown.
what would you say your learning has been there, or journey to where you are right now?
I think the biggest learning was, I mean, it's not like the learning that I got isn't necessarily exclusive to the pandemic, but it definitely tested my I suppose belief in this learning. And the learning is make the most of what you have. I've always kind of been that way. You mean like you grew up no money, blah blah blah. You kind of scavenge what you can, scab what you can, Australian lingo. Do the most with what you can. Like especially in this pandemic, I was like, man, what am I gonna do? But especially in the past like 1 or 2 months, man, I suppose I'm seeing the fruits because I started writing a whole bunch of songs, and
Ooh.
yeah, like, well, it's like you spend so much time locked down. What else am I gonna do? And so, well, obviously one of the priorities was figuring out how to make income. Like so, I started picking up a whole bunch of production jobs or mixing and mastering stuff like that that I can do from home. But the second thing was I started writing songs and releasing them, and it's gone like as good as I think it could have. Do you mean like I don't really see myself like seeing this past couple months go any better, to be honest, because it's like, or barring like a vaccine comes out and I can play my show, but like
Yes.
I released a whole bunch of songs and a whole bunch of people liked them, and like it's been an interesting journey because I know that if the pandemic wasn't around, it would have taken me a lot longer to figure out like what kind of music I would like to make and what kind of sound or vibe I'm meant to do. Do you mean? Because that's always a question as a musician. It's always like, so what kind of music am I meant to make? Should I sound more like Ed Sheeran? Should I sound more like, you know, Masego? Or should I sound more like Coldplay? Or like, who should I sound like? Should I be writing Christian music, etc., etc.? And so, I got distracted. Hey, Pat. Well,
Oh,
someone
it's-
didn't even recognize you, brother. Yes, sir. I
Yes.
just got a haircut. Look at this.
He's doing
It's
his tour.
crazy.
Tommy was recently in America doing a tour with Patrick Cornell. Go check out his video. His I think it's Music and Mission, correct?
Yeah, Music and
Um,
Mission is the.
You can find it on Facebook. I think you look
it's
for Mission
really
Tide.
good,
So
yeah.
shout out to you,
Kuipat,
Kuipat.
That's a really fun series. It's really good.
Oh wow, even OJ all the way from
OJ,
Canada. Thanks for
yo,
joining us,
frick.
bro.
What's good, homie? Fresh
But-
cut, Tommy. Appreciate it.
But yeah, I
Um,
think the biggest learning, would you say, is
It was like it was more of a solidification of the idea that you just got to
an
make
affirmation.
the most. Yeah, an affirmation
Mm.
of like do what you can. You mean like with whatever you have. It doesn't matter what, because it's like it's almost like just because there's a pandemic, what like I mean I'm saying this as a Catholic, right? Like I get all of my power or whatever from Jesus. So it's like
Mhm.
okay, now there's a pandemic. What, I don't get power from Jesus anymore? You mean
Amen.
like what does that say about Jesus? So, yeah,
agree.
that's probably my biggest learning.
I love that because I think 100% agree with that because it's not just relatable to your field as a musician, but everyone.
Yeah,
100%, and I think it also ties into why we've pushed each other so much or chased the dream, our own dreams together, you know, because I think that's been the driving ground of it, right? Like we do what we can, the things that we can control.
yeah,
You can't really sweat about the things you can't control,
Yeah.
because the Lord will take care of the rest of those, right? And so, yeah, for those, I hope that you can also relate. Like no matter what you're going through right now, good, bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. I don't know. I keep repeating myself, but I hope that you can take that. Like whatever you have right now. I mean, in community, we really say that. You know, the first thing we ever teach anyone is that God loves you and He has a great plan for you, and that plan is for you to be the best version of yourself, to fully discover that. And I think that's why in this time it's a pandemic, but we can still do that.
yeah,
These are the real like purifying moments. I believe these are the moments that are really defining. Like if you can really find Christ in this pandemic time, like yeah, I think you'll be set for like things may come and go in the future, but it'll be hard to shake you. So
Yeah, that's it.
I affirm that. Find what was it again? Say it.
Oh, I don't. Real general though. Like, make the most of what you have.
Make the most of what you have, and I mean that's what we've been doing. So keep it up. Wow. Okay. No, way you got
a haircut, Tommy. I mean, yeah, this is fake. This is actually my hair's. Yeah.
He made the most of what he had. He had so much hair, so he got a haircut.
Let's get rid of it. Yeah, true.
It's interesting, people's reactions. Nice.
Legit, man. You should see my Instagram like messages, man. There's so everyone's like, "What? I don't believe you." Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, it's just hair, bro. It affirms my decision, to be honest.
Well, we're talking about your hair a lot this morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe give some people context. So how long have yeah.
So I started growing the hair in the start of 2016. So like January 2016. And then I hadn't been to a barber or a hair place so yesterday was the first time. So that's like 5 years of not ever visiting a barbershop or whatever. And so the reason I actually grew out my hair, and this is gonna sound, I don't think even Mandrid, because I had to kind of keep it under wraps. But basically the reason I started growing it out is so I wanted to look kind of like dirty, or like look like a gangster, so that when I'm in church, people won't be scared to come in, even if they don't look how everyone else looks. Like, I wanted to be like, if there's a homeless guy outside and he's like nervous or whatever because he looks kind of rough, I'd like him to, like, if he saw me and he saw my hair and my dirty ass facial hair, like, he'd be like, oh, well, that guy's in there, so surely I can come in. And I kind of set the maximum I don't even know what it's called, maximum level of not looking nice, I suppose. And so that was the original reason why I grew it out, mostly inspired by my mom, because she was like, you look like a gangster if you have long hair, you look like blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, yo, okay, if I'm gonna look like a gangster, then yeah, all right, fair enough, like this works, like that works for the plan. And so but just recently yesterday I decided, all right,
time for a change.
Yeah,
must be new seasons, huh?
Yeah, new season, bro. It's crazy, man.
Anyways, it's good. I mean, I think that's really a way of, I guess, it speaks to who we are. I think both Tommy and I, people were like, we really believe in the teaching of Christ. Like, he met people where they're at. We're welcoming, we're opening, and that's the Catholic faith, at what it's meant to be. It's cool. Sometimes it's the people that need it the most that we need to reach out to, not the high and mighty ones. But let's keep praying for everyone. I think everyone needs Jesus in this time of pandemic. So,
of course.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it's not just you and your presence of like your hair. I think we're making a big deal about it. But
it's fresh. That's why. Like, it just happened. So
so everyone likes fresh news. But
yeah.
I guess like, what I'm saying is like, you want people to feel welcome, and I think that's one of your gifts through your music. This is me segueing to music, huh?
Nice.
I think I love the way that Tommy writes his songs, because they're very simple, but at the same time they're very wholesome. Trying to also be that, I guess, light of hope or wholesomeness in the music industry.
Yes, sir.
So I can see in the comments people want to know. My cousin's saying, where can we source his content? Well, good thing you're watching, because this is our next point. We're gonna go straight into his journey as a musician. Speaking of
hey,
fresh,
hey. Oh, Tommy, speaking of fresh,
the man himself.
Yes, sir.
The man himself. Nice to see you.
Martin started a
Martin.
YouTube thing, I think. He did a YouTube video about
Yeah, Martin, comment it below so people can come and see your stuff. Or maybe you'll join me one time.
Hey.
Let's see.
Surely.
Anyways, so for me, I'm a Spotify listener, so I listen to Tommy on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
This is what it looks like. Boom.
Hey.
Boom, bada, boom.
Yo, that's crazy.
Here's his songs. I won't expose anyone else that's around. Anyways.
Hey, appreciate that.
So, yeah, tell us a bit about your journey in music specifically. We've been talking about our friendship together and this pandemic, but yeah, let's start from the beginning. Where did this desire for music start, man?
Where did it? So there's videos of me singing when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Of like, but it's trash. Like I'm singing and I'm annoying. Like it's, yeah, like that. So I've been singing for a while. I never got lessons though. I've never had like formal music training. And it wasn't until maybe like high school, year 9 or 10 or something like that, where I uploaded a video of me doing a cover in my bathroom, because the bathroom apparently has good acoustics. It doesn't, but whatever.
Echo.
Yeah, actually. And so I recorded that video and I posted it on Facebook, and it got like mad likes, like more likes than my DPs or any posts that I ever put up before. And I was like, damn, this feels good as like, frick, I like these likes. And so I did it again, and I definitely wasn't a good singer, but for some reason it got likes. And so I kept doing it, and then I learned, I tried to learn guitar. It was too hard, so I learned ukulele, and then I went back to the guitar, which is now my mainstay instrument actually, which is crazy. But then I started doing covers with my guitar, and then I was doing covers with my guitar, and then I got offered, I did a competition, and I got offered a scholarship to study music actually, but I didn't take it because I was nervous that it wasn't stable, blah blah blah. And then I suppose from there the rest is history. I did a double degree, and we kind of touched on that story as well. And so that's like the practical story. I suppose I don't know, like the
inspiration's the right word. I think that's where it begins.
The inspiration story for actually pursuing music, it comes in little sprouts of I don't know, like feelings or inspiration. You're just like, man, like for example, when I first upload the video, it's like, oh frick, I never knew I could do this with music. And then like I post my first like guitar cover, and it's like, yo, people like this. What the frick? What's going on? Like, and bear in mind, I never studied music at all. Like I don't know anything about music except how to make it, which is weird because I'm making stuff I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole another thought. And yeah, it gets to one of the signature like moments. One of the most defining moments is actually I went to an international conference in the Philippines called Full Blast. Actually, I'm wearing the shirt right now. I'm wearing the shirt, which is real random. That wasn't planned. But it was called Full Blast, and I actually got tapped to make a song, like produce and sing and record the song, a song for the conference. And so when they asked me, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like it's just gonna be like for marketing or whatever. And I was like, oh good, that's cool. And then I see they start a dance trend with it. I'm like, yo, and then people are sending me videos of like different like Philippines or Taiwan or Europe doing like dance challenges to the song. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. And at this point I wasn't sure if I was actually going to go to the conference, but I go to the conference, and it's crazy, right? Because the community is so big. At the conference it was expected like 10K or something.
Yep.
But the first time I hear the song, and this is crazy, the first time I hear the song is at a 100% free like party. It's like a pre-conference party, and I hated it. I was like, what the frick happened to my song? It's ruined.
I remember your reaction, bro.
Yeah.
Tommy was like, it's like the world had ended.
Bro, well, because at the time...
questioning his decisions to be a musician.
Legit. Like, I was like, all right, God, I know what this means. I'm not meant to do this. Like, it sounded like I recorded it on a toaster or something. Like, I was like, what the frick happened? This fricking sucks. What? And I was full sad. The whole Aussie delegation can attest to this. Like, I was definitely... sad boys. And this was interesting because I spoke to Kuya Pat about this on his music and missions venture, and he put it really well. But once I get to the conference, they start playing on the loudspeakers, and it's perfect. It sounds exactly how I had made it, I suppose, or intended it to be made. And then on the evening of Saturday night, when they close the Saturday night of the conference, they have a big celebration because, and I didn't know this, because it was the 25th anniversary. And so they had a big celebration, and they start playing the song that I made called Full Blast. There you go.
Anyways, yes.
Yeah, and so they play that song like and they had choreographed almost a firework display to the song, and I'm standing in the crowd of like 10,000 people, young people, looking up, listening to a song that I made. That's my voice blaring out of these stadium level speakers with fireworks coming out, and it's like what other sign do you need from God? God is literally telling me with explosions in my face, Tommy, this is what you're meant to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, woo! See that?
Ooh,
but
goosebumps,
legit-
goosebumps.
Yeah, for real. Like there aren't many musicians that have that experience of like that's so clear. Like how, like because after that point, if I don't do music, I'm freaking. How can you not do music after that? And Kuya Pat put it so beautifully. He was like, Tommy, when you first heard the song, you thought it was trash. And it's crazy how God can turn what you think is trash to treasure. And so,
Ooh, goosebumps.
yeah, legit. Like, and so, yeah, that was probably one of the defining moments in terms of chasing my dream of music. And then from there, it's kind of like, once you say yes, like, I suppose it becomes easier, but it also becomes a lot more difficult. Because there are a lot of challenges that come with being a musician. Like, rejection or not being good enough, or, having to rely on a big, like, following for your songs to go off, or whatever. But I think at the very heart and soul of it, it's, for me anyway, it's getting better at the craft. Like, I just really want to be a good songwriter. Like, that's my main thing. And so, it's been a crazy as journey since then. But I really do think that, like, I hope I'm getting better. Like, I really do hope that the songs that I make have gotten better from when I used to post covers on Facebook. 'Cause some of those were
For sure, bro. For
yeah,
sure.
I appreciate that. Thank you for the
Don't
honesty.
if you want to stalk him, don't look. I mean, don't watch his Pokemon cover. I'm a big Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big Pokemon fan, and it caused a bit of violent reactions.
Yeah.
But
And there
right
was-
now, it's really good, man. Really good.
Hey, appreciate that. And I mean, yeah, I suppose that's the journey so far. Like, I've released the whole. During this pandemic, I started really grinding, putting my head down, and because I mix, master, produce, record, write all of my songs. Like, and that's not common, to be honest, in the music industry. Most people will hire a mixing engineer, a mastering engineer, a producer, etc. But I do all of that myself, and it's not because I suppose want to just work on my own for the rest of my life, but it's because I want to know the craft. You mean I want to know what it takes to make a song. Like, I want to know every little detail, and so like working hard at the craft every day, I suppose, is something that comes with saying yes.
Yeah, and I want to point out one thing, and maybe this is how we'll. It's like the drop the mic moment, because I had this realization when you said, like, once you had that moment at that conference where it's like, wow, like, this is it, full blast, like, literally, let's go full blast into it.
Legit.
You said it gets harder, but I think the real thing is it gets harder to say, like, to leave it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think
Yeah.
the one thing that I reminisced in that moment when you said that is, yes, it's hard. Once you say yes, you have that moment where nothing else matters. Like, you can go full send on your dreams because God is with you. He's a God of providence. I mean, if you feel not, just let's have a private chat, me, you, and Tommy. We'll share you all the stories. We'll share you all the stories where
That's straight up.
the only thing we can say, it's the Lord being providential, giving us the things we need. I mean, Tommy shared the Perth story. We'll share it in more detail. Just message us privately.
Yeah,
And you'll really believe that God takes you through these moments. And I think that's why I love your story just then about that full blast moment and this music desire, is that it sounds like to me, he said, legit, like, you wrote this, like, you produced the song, you heard the message of the song, but in that moment he's like, yeah, go full blast, be who you're called to be. And I think that moment, what I want to highlight, and I think you'll agree with it, is that when you experience that, you realize that nothing else matters, that God's got your back, and you can just keep going forward. And that's what I say is, you highlight that it doesn't get easier, it gets harder.
Yeah.
And I agree, like the journey's not once you realize that, I feel like the journey gets like 10 times harder, and you have to go through so many walls, you have to go through so many challenges. But I think the answer to that is like, what makes you go through, like the question would be like, what makes you go through the challenges? And I think that as hard as the journey is, it's harder to say no. It's harder to not chase that dream. It's harder to not move forward when you know the value of it, when you know you just have that experience. You know, if you know.
Yeah. Like if you say yes, your yes is going to get tested. But I mean, I'm just that type of person that if I say yes, that's it. I'm gonna try my hardest. You know what I'm saying? So, and bro, imagine you say yes to God. Oh, right. How you gonna take back that yes? Nah, come on, bro.
I don't know where people are watching from. I mean, of course, like their homes, but I don't know what your state of heart is. I don't know what your state of mind is. I don't know what your reality is. I don't even know what your belief or relationship with God is.
Yeah.
But I hope that in your journey, whether you're really close to Him or still discovering who He is, I hope that you just keep going towards Him, because from Tommy and I's story, speaking on our behalf, I'm sure Tommy can agree. Once you find it, man, like He takes you to crazy places. Myself as a missionary, He's taken. I was thinking about the other day, where's my limits? And I said my limits were back in 2016.
Yeah, true, yeah.
My limits were left behind a long time ago. And each day, each moment, God keeps blessing me with gifts, blessing me with things that I didn't even know I needed, or taking me to places that I didn't even know. And I love that Tommy also highlights that in his story, from the streets of Bankstown to around the world. As you can see, we have friends from different countries joining us, and probably shout out to all our Europeans who are currently asleep right now. They'll probably watch this later, so special shout out to you guys. But yeah, I think that's it. Like in the end of the day, thank you for sharing that story, because God is good all the time, and God is real, and you just gotta keep pushing through it and see it for what it is. I honestly believe that. I guess to sort of end it off, we're talking about chasing dreams and pursuing your crafts and arts. Do you have any final comments or tips or advice for people, maybe those that are on the fence, that are like, should I pursue this? Should I chase this?
Sure.
Whether it be music or even just their dreams in general, bro.
Final tip for chasing your dreams: just try it. I think that's the one thing that paralyzes a lot of people from actually trying to chase their dreams is that first step. Like if you just try, because there are a lot of situations that's like, I got a job already, blah blah blah, this that that. Well, take a 2-week holiday from your job, and just try whatever your dream is. And if you really like it, then you might quit your job entirely. But if you don't, you can just go back and just take another 2-week holiday in a week or a month or whatever. Just try it, because I really think the thing that I hate the most is when someone wastes what God gave them. And I've seen so many people that are amazing songwriters or amazing musicians, and they're just wasting it. And it just breaks my heart, because I'll be really honest, I don't think I'm that good of a musician, but what I do think I do is I don't waste anything that God gives me as much as possible. Obviously I'm not perfect, but if God gave me something, man, I'm gonna freaking use it, because it's slack. I mean, bro, the world needs it. God needs me to do it. Stuff that, bro. I'm gonna so just try it, please.
Yep. And that's full circle to to what you said in the beginning. You use what you have, do what you can with what you have. And for those praying on the edge, or maybe not even thinking about it yet, chase that dream.
Yeah.
Chase God.
Just
and
go, man.
I don't think you can ever describe. I don't think we can ever put into words how that journey is. You just have to experience it for yourself.
Has to be.
So, yeah, but thank you for joining me. I'm keeping this to within 1 hour, so people don't, doze off. But if you want more, comment, share. Maybe message me, hey, we want Tommy back, and maybe you can have some more questions, like specific ones. Maybe people want to know more about Tommy. Yes, he's single, ladies, so.
I knew that
Got
was
it.
coming as well. I knew that was coming. Yes,
Of
I am
course.
single.
Look
Yes,
at that
yes.
nice haircut, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The assist.
Got it, bro. Got you. You can follow him on Instagram. It's right here.
Nice. Yeah.
That's why it's there at Tommy Francisco. Double O.
Nice.
You just look him up on YouTube, on Facebook. Maybe add him if you. I don't know if he'll add you. But yeah, you can look him up on Spotify. My personal favorite song. I have 4. I really like his songs. Well, he knows I like the happy ones.
Yeah.
His songs are all about love, of course, but I really love his songs that are really joyful, because I think that's it. That's what love is. It's really a joyful experience. It's a really happy moment for me. Right now, top song, I would say You Are So Beautiful to Me. You should check it out. He also has some other great stuff, so check him out on Spotify. I see some requests. Can we end with a song, aka Homeless? Well, good segue. Thanks for the assist, Sel. So I actually asked Tommy if he could perform a song to end the show. And praise God for you who have stayed here this whole hour. Or maybe some of you are skipping to the end in watching this after.
Yeah, true.
But for you that get to experience this live, Tommy said earlier his pandemic stopped him from having a show. But here we go. He's going to perform a exclusive song live. So I don't know if you want to give a name. I don't know if you want to give a story of this song, or you just want to perform it. I'll leave that choice up to you and what you want to leave with my viewers.
True. Well, the song's called Sinking Deep, and it's about a past relationship. I think that's all I'll say.
All right. Well, I'm going to full screen him in a sec and give him the floor, and then we'll come back, say goodbye, and enjoy the rest of your evening. So here we
Cool.
go. Take it away, Tommy, bro.
Thank you. Sometimes I wonder if you miss me. I wonder if I should say hello. Sometimes I wonder if you'd kiss me. I'm just scared that you don't know that I'm not beautiful through my eyes, and what you see is all a disguise. And I'm sinking deep, and I can't swim back, so I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. I miss when we share our moments, like in the car at 3 a.m. I'd say a joke, but you would know it. Look at you, and you'd still laugh. And I remember them, all the times it was you and me through the highest of tides. Now I'm sinking deep, and I can't swim back, so I don't know where to go now. I don't know where to go now. You're the song I used to love, then forgot about now. I long to hear your voice out loud. Is it wrong to say that I miss having you around? Without you here I almost drown. You're the song I used to love but then forgot about. Now I long to hear your voice out loud. Is it wrong to say that I miss having you around? Without you here I almost drowned. And I'm sinking deep, and I can't swim back, so I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. Cool. That was Sinking Deep.
Sinking deep. Thank you so much, man, for joining me. And I thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you get to support my friend, support Tommy. Follow him, like, subscribe, and continue to journey with him. Above everything, stories are the most valuable thing on this earth. I truly believe it. Continue to share your stories. And I hope that, this evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this, it just simply reminds you to chase the Lord and chase your dreams. So thanks, Tommy, once again. Shout out to you. Thank you guys for viewing, all those commenting. Shout out to all of you. Yes, Van, praise God.
Appreciate it, man.
Nikki, okay, we'll catch up soon, Nikki.
Yeah,
let us know when you're free.
Yeah, when are you free, though?
And yeah, I guess without further ado, I'm Mandrid Fernandez, and this is
Tommy Francisco.
And thank you for joining me for Friendship Fridays. I'll catch you on another Friday. Don't know when, but it'll be on Friday. You take care, God bless, and have a great evening, afternoon, morning. Catch up.
See you, man. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Those eyes, they're everything I need. It's blue skies when you're standing next to me, and I'll try to see how you see me. Just this time, won't you lie here and just be with me? 'Cause you are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Would you mind if I sat there next to you? What if I told you I would never move? I won't lie if you ask me for the truth. Ask me why I can't stay away from you. It's 'cause you are so beautiful to me.
You are so